Does it ever happen to you when you're just walking around, like running errands on the street during the day and you're rocking your iPod and just kind of grooving out and having a really good time? I can't believe I just said grooving out, ew, but pretend I didn't say that. So you're just, walking and totally just rocking your music, and then you see a friend and you're like, oh, hey. And then you pause your iPod and take down one of the headphones or both if you're really nice. And they're like, oh, hey, what you been listening to? And you know that you can't tell them what you were listening to, so you try to make up something really cool. You're like, oh, Joy Division. Yeah. Oh, which album? Still? Which song? 5. But really, what you should have said was Tone Lock. But then, they would have been like, what? And you would have been like, yeah, Funky Cold Medina. Remember that song? And they'd say something like, yeah, as a joke, I remember that song. And then you feel all embarrassed. So it's good to have, a top 5 list of cool bands in your head when you walk around and listen to your actually terribly lame music. A real headline on Yahoo News today was Digital Smiley Face turns 25. So the world's oldest man turned 112 today. Congratulations. It's a Japanese man, and when they asked him what he had to say about this such a momentous occasion, he said, and I quote, "I want to live indefinitely. I don't want to die." I think he's really inspirational, to just cling to the very last dredges of life, like that stuff that settles at the bottom of every drink you drink. He's clinging on to that with every last shred of hope and dignity and that he has left in his body. He's just will not let life go, and that's what I really find so admirable about him. Do you ever trip when somebody's checking you out? And isn't it just the worst thing ever? Quick answer from the top of your head. What would you rather have, constipation or diarrhea? I had a job interview today at an art gallery in Beverly Hills with French people. And it's interesting that when I say with French people, you know exactly how I felt about the interview. You can tell I was nervous. And the reason is that you thought the same thing I thought when I said French people, which is French people are snooty. And don't get me wrong, I love French people. The French people that I know are great. But somehow that doesn't make it any easier when I know I'm going to go and be quizzed by 2 of them. I just think, man, French people are snooty. The job interview went well, but I couldn't get too good of a reading on the guys. I couldn't tell if they were gay or straight. And I wanted to know that because I wanted to know how to best appeal to them. Because, I could totally get my gay on with them, or, I could just be super straight girl and whatever and conservative. And I just wanted to know which way they leaned, and I couldn't figure it out in such a short amount of time. So it was hard. It was like pitching blindfolded. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just throwing curveballs right, left about what I liked, what I didn't like, just to see, gauge from their reaction which way they might be leaning. But they were good. They had their poker faces on. And I didn't find out anything. Also, it's important to know if they're gay or not, in case I have to pretend to like Will and Grace. I have a problem, and that problem is that I'm a compulsive blesser. There's no situation too dangerous or inconvenient for me not to say bless you to somebody. I have Superman hearing when it comes to somebody sneezing. I hear them from blocks away. I have sonar. I hear them, and anywhere I am, I shout. At a funeral, at a wedding, bless you, bless you. Did you hear me? Bless you. It's just that important to me. I have to make sure that everyone is blessed as often as possible when they sneeze. You know what Al Gore is like to me? He's like that uncle that you always thought was creepy and you weren't sure about, but you didn't know too well, but what you knew about him, you thought he's probably a perv. And then it turned out when you got older and you met him outside of a family gathering that he was the coolest guy ever. That's what Al Gore is like.